her story. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, here we go. You ready? There it is.
How cute is that?
Oh, count.
You did great. Look at you.
Yay.
I love it. Emily was like, hey, can you send me some photos? And I was about 14 to 16 to 20 hours ahead. Like I went to the future.
Yeah.
And then I would get the messages a little late. When I came back, I was like, oh, I got to send you photos. She's, girl, I stalked your page. I got you. I was like, amen. Thank you. You did a great job. Well, oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you are watching this from anywhere in the world, because we actually are a global e-commerce business. And what is really crazy is if we had said that, or someone had said that to me 5 years ago, I honestly would have laughed probably till I peed my pants, because I do have 7 kids. And I would never have believed it. But my story is like a lot of your stories. If you're watching this, if you're just getting started as a VIP customer, or maybe you're just starting to share as a brand ambassador, or you might have been at this for a little while. And like Emily said, you're really stable where you're at, but you have this deep desire for something more. You know that you were made for more. You were made on purpose for a purpose. Well, that was the last 20 something years of my life. Our oldest is 24 years old and our youngest is 8. And we have them staggered throughout the, big kids, little kids, active duty military. Our son Peyton is enlisted in the United States Air Force. He's actually home for 3 weeks before he deploys for South Korea. So right now we're in this like mommy nurturing mode. Everybody's home. I'm loving having all our babies under one roof. And I'm just praying that this time stands still. Can you relate? But we know that sadly time doesn't stand still. It keeps moving forward. Well, see, when I had all of those babies, one of the things that started happening was I really struggled with my health. Now, it wasn't just that I had 7 babies, the problem was being that I took care of everybody but myself. I completely neglected taking care of me, to the point that I would like take prenatal vitamins when I was pregnant, but then when I wasn't pregnant anymore, I'd be like, I don't really need it. I can't justify the cost or the expense. So then I wouldn't even take them. I didn't see the value in them, but I also didn't know enough about being more lifestyle driven. I grew up, I'm 46, I'm going to be 47. I grew up in an age where skinny was healthy. And so I struggled with body image issues almost my entire life because I thought that I just wasn't skinny enough. So then I would do things like ephedra. I did that. The little red pill by that one Playboy bunny. Did anybody do that? I tried that. It did work, but it made you have crazy side effects that were not healthy and you couldn't stay on it. I did the keto thing. I did the drops. I did the Trim Healthy Mama. Oh my gosh, I'm trying. Weight Watchers. What else? No sugar. And then I did the healthy route, which was no gluten, no dairy, no nightshades. And nothing truly worked because I wasn't getting to the root cause. But this is the skeptics. This is for you. When I really got sick, it was 8 years ago. We were in a mission field. We had just had our last baby. Something went through the house. We picked up something in Nicaragua, which is to be, understandable. They all got better and I didn't. I actually came home. I started losing hair. I'd end up in the emergency room. And all they said was, well, your potassium's off. You probably want to take some vitamins. They said, take some supplements. And they sent me on my way. Well, I would end up in the emergency room 9 times over 9 months, really sick with no answers at all, just lots of doctor's appointments and lots of medication. Well, those medications have one side effect, which needed another medication because of that side effect. And it was this crazy cycle of just surviving. That survival mode would take me from living a relatively healthy-ish life to just surviving on the couch, where I was still trying to homeschool the kids. I was still trying to be the mom and the wife that I wanted to be and needed to be, but I wasn't able to be fully present. But on social media, I saw a friend. She started sharing about her little pink drink. We had babies at the same time, and she was recovering. Like, she went and swam 100 miles when she was pregnant. And I thought, that's insane. I could barely walk to my mailbox. Well, she just looked fabulous. Like she was drinking this pink drink and she was losing weight. And then she started going on these trips with her family. And it was just absolutely too good to be true. Like amazing to watch. But then I was so skeptical and I was excited for her. But at the same time, I was like, that's too happy. Like you can't be that happy. That can't be real. That's got to be a really great angle. So then the critical part of me and the judgmental, if I'm being transparent, part of me kicked in. I'm like, that's not like, that's just social media stuff. That doesn't really work. That's probably Crystal Light, that little pink drink she's toting. I had no idea about gut health. I had no idea what she was actually doing. But it wasn't until I took my wig off on social media, because I'd actually lost all of my hair. See, our son is 24 and he has Asperger's. So when I started losing my hair, it was coming out in clumps. And I tried this whole weave thing and that went bad. And we ended up having to shave my head. So he got the clippers out because he is a perfectionist and he's very detail oriented. So when mama needed to shave her head, he was the go-to guy. So when I shaved my head and I got some flack on social media for wearing wigs from women who thought I was being vain and I was just changing my hair too much and I was all about this or that. They had no idea what I was really struggling with because I got really good at hiding it. I could wear a mask and I could show up to church with the perfect smile and the kids that all looked like they were in order and everything was great. Never mind, I was just losing my stuff in the car, flipping out on them, screaming at them, trying to get everybody. Who knew if they were even wearing underwear? Like, I don't know. Somebody had a sock, didn't have a sock. I don't know. But I was like taking all of my energy just to pretend that everything was okay when it really, really wasn't. It was a really hard time in our marriage too, because see, on labs, I looked normal. So my husband looked at the labs and was like, I don't understand what's wrong with you. Why can't you stay up late with me? How come you're sleeping all the time? You need to get up. If you just work out more, if you just pray harder. Oh, no. We had some really huge struggles, but it wasn't until I finally got that diagnosis of Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism. And I lost all that hair from side effects of medication and then just crazy issues that my body was literally fighting against itself. So when I took that wig off on social media, that dear friend reached out to me in love and she was like, she didn't tell me about pink drink. She didn't tell me about the product. She just said, are you okay? And I wasn't. And I was finally able to like confess, no, I'm not okay. And I didn't know what else to do because I really was doing everything that the doctors told me to do. I was at that point where I was seeing another functional medicine doctor. I was just starting to unlock a holistic approach and I was overwhelmed with life and all the things. And she reached out and it was like, okay. So she threw me the first lifeline. I say the first one because I didn't take it. I looked and the website and all I saw was retail prices. And in my ignorance, I didn't know what I was looking at. And I convinced myself I couldn't afford it. And lastly, I didn't think I was worth it. It would go around for 4 years. 4 years, I was so skeptical. And I truly was, at the end of that, really doing everything right. I was eating super clean, super crunchy, organic, outer edges of the grocery store, spending crazy amounts of money on supplements. I became a supplement snob. If it was really expensive, it should work and be great. And they weren't working. Nothing was changing. But it wasn't until someone I know and I love and I trust that I do life with still today. We've traveled oceans to be together. And she reached out. She had been using these products. She was like, she knew how much I had been struggling too. She was one of my go-to girls. So somebody that you confide in, that you know that I can go to her for prayer, petition, that she will go to battle with me. And if you need something, she's going to be there. So she reached out and she was like, okay, I got to tell you, I've been trying this little pink drink. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, I was like, I couldn't believe that she would, like, of all people, she's this amazing mama. She's got 6 kids. She's the homeschools. They have a homesteading farm. She makes her own sunscreen. It's amazing stuff. It's like fantastic. And I was like, oh, but she didn't need to lose weight. And that whole time, like part of my thinking was that it was just weight loss. I didn't really know or understand it was gut health until she reached out and she was like, no, like there's a gut brain connection. There's these testimonies that I've been seeing about like the hormonal balance and the blood sugar regulation and the inflammation. Now, see, she used some key words that Plexus was founded in gut health, and they were experts in the microbiome. Well, I had just spent the last year with a functional medicine doctor who was telling me I needed to get my gut health right, that I had leaky gut syndrome. That's why I was having all these things that I needed to do and to work on. So when she started sharing the gut health component, that changed everything. But I didn't bite. I didn't do it. I would message her and ask questions, and she would so graciously message me back and answer, and I would totally ghost her. I'll get distracted. I get busy. I get doing whatever. I would mean to, and then I just wouldn't. And then she would like shoot me another message, just check on me. How are you doing? Are you like, what? I think, I don't even know. I'd have to look back. I think it was like 3 or 4 times. But finally, we got to Christmas that year, it was 2018. And I had really convinced myself that I couldn't afford Plexus. I knew that it worked. I was watching it work for somebody that I know and I love and I trust. I'd seen lots of testimonials of it helping other people too. But see, I was in such a poverty mindset that when I say poverty, I want you to understand it was like $2.75 in our bank account poverty. Like we were surviving on Kenny's income from the post office, and he gets paid every 2 weeks. We were a single income household. We had crazy amounts of credit card debt. Medical bills were piling up. And he was thinking like second, third job, like overtime. What did he have to do? So the idea of just even simply $100 a month just seems so extravagant to me at that point in time. But I knew that I needed to try the products. I just didn't know how I was going to pay for them. But God. Because Kenny went to work at Christmas. It was actually December 12th of 2018. And he came home that night with $100 tip from somebody gave for Christmas. Who gives their mailman $100 tip? Have you ever given your mailman $100? I haven't. I kind of feel bad. Like maybe I should. Well, he took that $100 and he brought it home. So when you have lots of kids and you've been sick and you're in financial troubles, the last thing you do is give each other gifts at Christmas. You just take care of, again, you take care of everybody else. But he came home and he was like, I want you to have this. I want you to get something for yourself for Christmas. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get Plexus. And he looked at me like I had 3 eyeballs. He was like, you're going to do what? You're that stuff that Jenna Smith's talking about? I'm like, yeah, I've actually I've been researching it and I was praying about it. And I really think I need to do this. And he was like, okay. And then I said something funny is like, oh, it has a money back guarantee. Just kind of like that last little get his approval kind of thing. Right. And he was like, oh, great. So if it doesn't work, I'll get my money back. Okay. First of all, who asks for their money back on a Christmas present? Don't do that. But long story short, he didn't get his money back because I got the products. I started pooping. Amen. Happy pooper. Hashtag over here. Big deal. I was chronically constipated. I had IBS that like swung to the extreme other way. And so like people would look at me and go, oh, you're pregnant again. And I'm like, no, that's just poop. Like it's been like 7-10 days. I'm fully, you know what? So I started going to the bathroom. That was a huge win for me. Then I started waking up and I didn't feel like I was a 90-year-old crumbling out of bed. And then before I knew it, I wasn't going for like the 3rd, 4th, 5th cup of coffee. And before I knew it, like I was losing inches. And I want you to hear something really important. If you don't hear anything else on this call and you're just starting the products, hide the scale. Hide the scale. Kenny hid my scale. Actually got a little spat about it because I wanted it one day just to see. And he was like, no, you told me not to. And I was like, But best thing I ever did, because I didn't lose any weight, any pounds. I lost inflammation. I gained energy. I gained regularity. I gained great sleep. I had muscle. It was just amazing. These small wins that were happening. But see, if I got on that scale and I had lost 30 pounds in 30 days or some warped number in my head, I probably would have quit and given up. in all transparency. That's what I had done in the past. So when I asked him to hide the scale, I didn't get on that scale again to like 90 days, which is like the sweet spot. It takes 90 days for human cells to regenerate. Just recently learned that. It makes like perfect sense why we see those things happen in babies. Think of it like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. Their cells are actively regenerating, and that's why they make those huge leaps, those milestones. Well, we do the same things as adults, just our cells just don't generate as quickly. So whatever we were putting in our body 90 days ago, we're going to see now. So whatever we're starting to put in now, we're not going to see for like at least 90 days. And that's if we're like in a good gut microbiome spot. See, I was not good. I was like 80% bad bacteria, 20% good. So in that process, people started to notice that I was changing. See, I had no intention to work in this as a business. And I know that we're going to talk about that today. So we're going to talk about a lot. So if you're watching this, we're talking about the products. Started with triplex. Gut health is key. Get your gut right. Everything else will follow. Everything else follows. The weight will fall off. Give it time. We didn't get into it overnight. We're not getting out of it overnight. You just realize this is a lifestyle change and your wins matter. We're going to talk about just how to limit your out-of-pocket expense. If you're already a VIP customer and you're like, okay, we have this great compensation plan that allows us to refer a friend and we get our money back and some. So that's simply blessing 3 people is like $300 cash this month. That's incredible. That's $100 a person. I will tell you what, HelloFresh is not giving you $100 a person to refer a friend. They're going to say, spend $250 and we might give you $25 on your next order. Right? Okay. So that's what happened. I didn't start for the business, but I went to church and the girl noticed I wasn't wearing my wigs. And she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, nothing. And she's like, no, you're doing something. Like something's changing. I was like, well, I'm trying this little pink drink. I was still so skeptical. I didn't really know if it was working. She's like, it's doing something. Tell me all about it. And all I could tell her was that it was a big deal. BIG. It had blood sugar regulation. It fought inflammation and it focused on gut health. That was all I knew at the beginning. I was like, and I just shared that I was feeling better. And I wasn't sure what was happening, but something was starting to change. And so she signed up. And then I had my sister sign up. And then I had another friend sign up. In like 30 days, I had made not only my investment back, but now Kenny's on the products. He's getting healthy. We got his products covered. Well, then I couldn't leave the kids out. So I included them in the order. And I was like, okay, so what does that look like next? So I took one step at a time. I didn't try to take the whole staircase all at one time. I just took one level at a time, one level of leadership. What did that look like? And then what did that next level? And I set goals. I set really big goals, but I also did atomic micro goals that compounded over time. So I just simply started sharing at that point the things I was learning with people. I found products that I love that actually work, that were not only changing my life, but were changing my family and my friends. And before you knew it, they started sharing with their friends and their family. And then it created this really cool family tree effect. Now that's the difference between direct selling and network marketing. Direct selling is a one-time purchase. And you'll see influencers on social media and they will have a direct link like, oh, you love this curling wand. Great. Get it here and use my promo code. That's a direct sale. They're cutting out the middleman. So you don't have to go to the hair salon to get the whatever it is. You're just going right through the link and you're getting a discount because of that promo code. One-time purchase, one-time payment. Now, network marketing is so cool because it's not one time, one order. It's like all orders all the time. So every time that you would refer a friend and they would continuously come back because they're loving the products, they're seeing results, they're sharing with their friends, they're sharing with their family. Then it creates this beautiful trickle effect of this family tree. So then you're getting paid on everything everybody orders. Is completely legal and legit. Let's just clarify that. All right. It is an incredible e-commerce business model. you develop yourself as a leader, your personal growth and your mindset, then you're unstoppable. So in that season of continuously just starting really small, sharing with a couple of friends here and a couple of friends there, it actually started to take off. And I lost 65 pounds in a year. All of my labs started to change. My body actually started to work for me and not against me. But it was 2 years that I went diamond. I got to the top of the company in 2 years. And what that means is that I work really hard at loving and serving others well. We have created an incredible community and a culture that supports and encourages women from all over the world now. And I can tell you that because 5 years ago, I wasn't thinking of a global e-commerce business. I was just in survival mode, trying to get my life back. Then I was just trying to get my products covered. And then I thought, what if there's something more? And that something more wasn't revealed all at one time. It was just one gift after another, after another, and after another. But there's something about when you're getting paid to get healthy, and then you're rewarded for your hard work of loving and serving others well, that puts you in Portugal with your daughter for her 13th birthday on an all expense paid first class trip that you never would have been able to afford. That starts to broaden your horizon of what's available. And that next level of belief came when we took an all expense paid trip to the mountains, and we got paid and we got to travel. And I didn't have to say no to the kids on, like, I want that Buzz Lightyear doll that's $35. Like, oh, it's not $2.99. But no, like these little things that all of a sudden our finances started to change, and we started to learn how to balance both that mom life and the business life so that I could have it all. There's a complete culture out there that wants to tell us that we can't have it all. It's either or. I want to challenge that. Why can't we have it all? Why not? It's going to take work. Yes. Is it going to take effort? Yes. Is it going to be consistent? Yes. You're going to learn some incredible tips and tricks on time management, learning to manage your time so that your time doesn't manage you. Once you unlock that, then you can get things done that you never thought possible. And I'm not talking about multitasking. I'm talking about monotasking. You set a goal, you set a time, you get the things done you need to get done. You will get more laundry accomplished. Nothing's getting left in the laundry or the dryer anymore. You're focused and you're setting huge goals for yourself. But you know what started to happen as I started to set these really big goals for myself, and my team started to come along, and they're on this call today, and it makes me just so happy to see so many faces, because these women are changing lives around the world. We're now in Mexico, the US, Canada, and we just launched into Australia, meeting men and women that have the same struggles that we have right here in the States. If anything, that continental trip to Australia that we were just on for 2 weeks taught me that no matter where you are in the world, we all have the same struggles. We all go to bed at night worried about two major things. That's our health and our finances. And in Plexus, we have the answer to both. Does everybody take us up on it? Sadly, no. But if I had let every not right now or no, I'm not interested, or is that one of those things comments hold me back, I wouldn't have taken my family to Hawaii. I wouldn't have had amazing memories in Portugal or Mexico or Australia. We wouldn't be debt-free today. I'm sharing all of that with you because you might be at that beginning point where you are exactly where I was with $2.75 sitting in your checking account going, I just can't afford it. But in all transparency, friend, you can't afford not to. It is the best single investment I ever made. I took a bet on myself, and I kept showing up for me, and I kept showing up for my family. And now today I show up for you. Because my hope and my prayer is that you're inspired, you're motivated, and you're encouraged to take action. Just do something. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be completely upside down, backwards. Like, it doesn't matter. Just do it, and do it from the right heart set and the right mindset. Because when you tackle your business that way, you focus on people more than points. I believe God will always honor the prophet every time. So, Emily, is there anything else you want me to share about today?
Jenna, don't you just love Jenna? I just love her. She's like Plexus Barbie. I just love it. I love your before and after in all the things, not just physically, but like clearly mentally. To like the way I shared Jenna's story with a friend, just for the record, Jenna and I are not on the same Plexus team. She's in Florida. I'm in Texas. We met because of this. We're very different in many ways, but we're very similar in many ways. And when I go to share her story with a friend, I'm like, the friend that I share with is the mom that just can't get off the couch. We all have someone in our life right now, but maybe their mom, maybe not, but like there's always someone in your life that just feel like they can't do anything. It's just too much. I've been there. And for my men on the call, I'm so sorry, but some days putting on a bra is too much. It's too much. Sometimes brushing your hair, too much. And I've been through that season. For me, it was postpartum after my first baby. And that's what led me to Plexus, was a friend like, you just don't seem like your normal Emily self. Like, what's going on? And then I go to the doctor and the doctor's like, have you ever heard of probiotics? I'm like, probiotics are for old people. I'm 24. Like, leave me alone. And I know, don't come for me. I was 24. Okay. Back then I didn't know. And here we are a freaking decade later. I just celebrated 9 years with Plexus. And so, yes, guys can absolutely have those seasons too. If you follow me on social media, you've seen my husband's comeback story the last 4 to 6 months. The guy's running in marathons. Last year, he drank a beer with every meal. So you know what? We're praising God because this guy is making choices to show up for his family. And if that means a little girly pink drink made him take that first step, here for it. Here for it. That's my clap back for all the people. Okay. Anyways, that's not what this call is about. I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on paper, to do this thing. Hold on. Hold, please. Let's keep going. All right. You just heard a real life story. 100%. Jenna's real life story. You've heard my story a million times. And if you haven't, it's literally on the internet everywhere. I was a military mom, super broke, needed a car. Plexus gives you a car when you hit the rank of Emerald, and like you can either take the money and put it toward your current car, or you can go get a Plexus Lexus. I was very bougie, but on a budget, and your girl wanted a Plexus Lexus, and I just needed a vehicle. I was so determined to go back to work and figure out how to put my baby in daycare. Like literally, this was my 24-year-old mindset. As a military wife, that's what I was surrounded by. Stay-at-home moms who looked sick and tired, and women who were working and thriving and awesome and leaving their babies at daycare. Well, that was not an option for me. Daycare in California was so freaking expensive. I would have been working for free. My corporate America job that paid me big girl money, well over $2,500 every 2 weeks, literally was going to daycare and diapers and baby things, because babies are expensive. And I was like, okay, maybe that girl posting on Facebook is onto something, because I thoroughly enjoy people and working. As Jenna has showed, like she didn't know she was going to be working, and this wasn't going to be like her career of choice. Like nobody wakes up one day and they're like, I'm going to be a professional network marketer. Like, no, I wanted to be Britney Spears, or I wanted to be a news anchor and show people the weather. Like that's all I ever wanted to be growing up. Check my diaries. I didn't say I want to go help women feel better about their fat rolls. Like literally, that was one of my first posts ever on the internet talking about this gut health stuff, was my fat roll postpartum. And like, listen, I had 2 of them. Now I have 1. These supplements must be working because my body is physically changing over here. And yeah, I was very frank and very blunt. That is my personality, and I don't apologize for it, because there's some people that just need to hear it. And that is just how this all began. A postpartum journey for me, a significant God-ordained health journey for Jenna. And so why not you too? Why not you too? Seriously, what's in your way? Nothing, because we just told you can earn money by talking about this, by learning a social media skill, which is 2023. I feel like just about everything is sold online these days. You can earn $300 in the next 30 days when you sign up. You can. Like, don't sit there like, no, I can't. That would be nice. No. You can. It is available to you. You are allowed. This is your permission. Like, you can do this. And if you have social media, you're already well on your way. If you don't even have to use social media. You can literally walk next door and be like, hey, Alicia, I know I know I ask for salt and sugar like once a month, but like, have you ever heard of Plexus? You know, you could go tell your neighbor. You can tell your mailman. I love that Kenny was a mailman, because I always forget that part of your story. And one of my girls that recently signed up, she was actually my assistant, and she was like seeing all the things, and she was like, I have to do this too. Like, is that a conflict of interest? Like, I have to do this too. And she literally told her mailman. So like, when you were talking about that, I was thinking about that. I was like, she just went and told her mail, because they need energy too. They want to feel better too. It doesn't matter their job description, right? So some of you are thinking, okay, Emily, how do I begin? I'm so glad you asked. Okay. You begin by making the commitment. Like, and no, I don't mean to Plexus. I don't mean taking your products every day. I mean the commitment to yourself. Here's why you don't think you can do this. I'm going to tell you real quick. Because your brain is trying to protect you. And your brain is just right now, your brain is showing you the evidence of all the things that you've given up on in the past. You didn't stick to that diet. You worked out one time. You didn't finish that personal growth book. You didn't finish that Bible study. You only go to church 2 Sundays out of the month, right? All the things that you think you suck at and that you are a failure at, when in reality, your brain is like, see, don't you dare start something new that gets you uncomfortable, right? That's what your brain is doing. It's okay. It's a brain. That's all it knows. So the cool thing about that brain is you own it and you can control it, and you can retrain your brain and make new thoughts. So some questions that usually arise when I talk about this is, why would I be great at sharing Plexus? Because who doesn't want to take vitamins and get paid for it? I mean, like Jenna talked about the curling wand on Instagram. We remodeled an entire farmhouse last summer, and Home Depot, not one time, were they like, hey, if you tell 3 friends, you can make $300. So rude. Not one time did they do that. And I know some of you are thinking, okay, Emily, but you're like so loud and fun. I know, I am. Thank you. It's a skill that I had to learn, because your girl was super introverted for like her whole life. And something my senior year in high school, I flipped that switch. I'm like, I don't really like the way that feels. We're going to try to be fun, and we're going to try to make friends. So here's the thing. If you don't think you're a salesperson, great. I don't think I am either. There's no way I'm going to walk into a car's salesman office and be like, listen, I'm going to go out there and sell that car. But you know what I am good at? I am good at explaining the benefits of things. I am good at showing other moms like, hey, this is what I see in you. I am good about sharing my story, and like, I took this and this is what happened. That to me is telling a story. That's not selling anything. The products are going to sell themselves. They're freaking awesome. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of stories that literally sell it for us. Are you committed to showing up and telling your story like Jenna just so bravely shared? And here's the thing about being brave and being courageous. Your bravery is acknowledging your fear and like setting it to the side and sharing so bravely, and then you might throw up later. That's fine. Okay. That's being brave. But today there's 66 of you still on that have courage, and you're going to have courage, which is a little different than bravery. Courage is not placing that thing to the side and going through the motion. Courage is picking it up. This is my fear. Holding it close and just going straight into the thing that makes me fearful, and doing it every day and staying in action. And then eventually that fear goes away, and then confidence replaces it, right? You can do this. And so some of you are like, well, what if I'm too busy to dream big? Let me walk you through some things. Okay. That's my son in the little Astros baseball outfit. How many of your kids play sports, select sports? OMG, it'd be expensive. Oh my goodness. Here's the thing about his uniform and the travel fee, and then the like paying, like all the things. It was about $300 for him. Like, that is what he wants to do. I'm not going to stop him from that. And he's not that bad. Okay. And so here's what I can do. I can go and sell the things so that he can do the things he wants to do. I can go tell my story to 3 people. I can invite them to take a look at what I'm doing. Yeah. Picking up what I'm putting down. Okay. Jessica in the middle. Jessica is on my team, and she is completely sober. She's been sober for over a year. She missed her daughter at the top of the photo. She missed the first 5 years of her life because she was wasted. That is her story. She shows up every day on social media and tells this story every day, that she wants to be a mom that's present and sober-minded and joyful because of the time that she missed beforehand. You may not be an alcoholic or an addict, but you may be the mom that's been laying on the couch all summer long because you just can't. And what if there was something out there that showed you that you can feel good and have energy and a balanced mood, and you don't have to be the mom that's irritable and grouchy? Okay. On the right, we have Lindsay. Lindsay's story is very similar to Jenna's. Lindsay's a military wife. Lindsay has a very rare autoimmune disease, and she was like meeting with herbalists and nutritionists and all these things. And she's like, I gotta do something because my kids are like, Mom, what's wrong with you? Are you dying? Her kids are asking her that. And she was like, no, but we're going to do something about it. And guess what? Her herbalist and her nutritionist and all these different doctors, every single one of them said, stay on Plexus. They love it. They approved of it. And they were like, it's working well for you. Look at your number. Look at the charts, right? I love that for her. These are moms that want to put their kids in dance and baseball and private school and braces. They're moms that need to pay their light bill and their mortgage and their car payment. You know, it's the power of social sharing can make you the money that you want. You just have to be aware that you're lacking confidence in some areas, because that's what it is. Confidence is a skill from being self-aware of like, okay, I'm feeling some type of way. Let's feel it. Let's embrace that. Don't like it. How can we make it better? Okay. And then you go full force with that courage we just talked about, and you tell a friend. To make $300 in your next 30 days, you need to me plus 3. That's what they call it. I like this cute little spider web thing. 1, because it's pretty and I like the colors. And 2, because it's a great, like really simple diagram of that's you. You're the little camel aesthetic tone in the middle. Okay. You tell 5 friends. And let's say, you know, your friend Jenna's like, okay, I can tell some people about this. You're right. And your friend Justin is like, you know what? I could tell a couple of guys at work that we don't need to be drinking these Monster energy drinks. We could totally drink your Active, right? And here it just is this like family tree that you're making. It started with you. You're like Plexus mom, and you just build this family tree because you tell 3 friends and you teach them to tell their story to 3 friends, and so on. On this chart, we have all the different Plexus ranks. Jenna mentioned that she was a Plexus Diamond. That's the very tippy top. That's what I am as well. I reached Diamond in 21 months. 21 months. My goal was less than 2 years. We hit that goal. But here's the thing. I committed to the outcome. People were going to tell me no. They were going to block me on the internet. They were going to comment really ridiculous things in my comments. They still do. And here's the thing, like, okay, not for you. Noted. I'm going to keep going because it's for me. It's working for me. It's working for others. I'm going to keep talking about it. So which rank on the right in this picture would make a difference for your family today? Look at it, share in the comments if you want, but like, that's why we do these Zooms every Friday, to get you to get out of your comfort zone and to dream. When was the last freaking time you were dreaming big? 3rd grade, writing in your diary about Jordan, who sat in the seat to the left and he was just so cute. And you hope that one day you would have a cute fluffy dog and maybe your mom would take you to Hawaii. Okay, that's a real life excerpt from my journal in 3rd grade. I dreamed as a child to go on a vacation with my family because we were broke. I come from a single mom who had multiple jobs. She taught me work ethic, and I'm so thankful for that. But gosh, I would have loved to go on a vacation as a kid. Well, I'm making up for lost time, and I'm breaking that cycle, and I'm doing things for my family with Plexus, and I am not working multiple jobs, although diversifying your income is fan-freaking-tastic, but I'm all in with Plexus right now. And I'm showing my kids, we're going on vacation, but Plexus is paying for it. We're working hard every day for a goal. My kids are invested. You know, I could show them the numbers on the screen. Of course, my kids are going to pick Diamond. It has the biggest number on it. Of course, that's what you just picked. But then what did you do? You kind of went backwards a little bit, did you not? Maybe you landed on senior gold. Well, you know, an extra 10 grand a month, that would be nice. Like that would match my teacher's salary, right? Stop doing that to yourself. Dream bigger, dang it. Our comp plan is the best in this industry, with room to grow as much as you are willing to work for. And there's no limit to your potential earnings. It is freaking limitless. And that's why I'm not going anywhere. I have met people in this company who have made over $150,000 a month. I've also met people in this company that are happy making $150 a month. I'm creating 100-aires over here, making 100-aires. These mamas and these dads making hundreds of dollars a month to fill in the gaps, to create margin and financial freedom for their family, because that's what they needed. That's what they're praying for. That's what they're fighting about, right? That's why we do this thing. It's so much more than gut health and weight loss and health goals. It's so much more than that. It's allowing you to dream big and step into the person that you've always wanted to be. I want to wrap this up. 4 main things. Like, this is my friend Trisha. She also has a million kids like Jenna. God bless y'all. Y'all are super moms. Okay. That wasn't it for me. Three over here, and happily outnumbered with my 3. This is Trisha. Trisha hit diamond. And when the cool thing about our comp plan is when you get to diamond, you can start all over again and do it again. So she is now Trisha 2.0. So she has her diamond position. Her husband is an emerald in our company, and Trisha's doing it again. I'm going to go back so y'all can see this real quick. Emerald, sapphire, diamond. So she's a diamond. Her husband's an emerald, and she's starting all the way over again as Trisha 2.0 as silver. Okay. Okay. We're picking up what we put down. I see heads nodding. I'm going to keep going. This little lady decided, I'm going to run hard. I'm going to do this thing, and I'm going to just go all in. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to talk about it. Just like her new people that she's walking them through these exact steps. The Me+3, the sharing the story, making silly reels about Pink Drink, making silly reels about motherhood. Trisha went from 0 to 500 points in the last 38 days. You guys, she went from silver to ruby in 38 days. Because she believes in it. The evidence is there. Jenna got to diamond. Why can't I? Emily got to diamond. Why can't I? Matt got to emerald. Why can't I? Of course you can. You're in your way. This is a lovely little picture of me standing in my Plexus Lexus in Virginia. I was the first diamond in Virginia in 2015. I just graduated college. I had just moved from California to Virginia. I was stressed out and freaking out because I just built this huge team in Texas and California, all for the military to tell my husband, hey, in 2 weeks, you're going to Virginia where you know nobody and it snows there. What? And in the year of living there, I went to Diamond, and this is me celebrating in my mom vehicle because 2 weeks after going Diamond, I had my second baby. And so I needed to upgrade my Plexus Lexus. So that's what you're seeing right there. You guys, you're building a legacy. You're building a legacy here. It's not just cutesy little dreams and notebooks, and like, you're building a legacy to pay your freaking bills, to pay your kids' college, to pay for weddings, to open that company your husband's always wanted to start. You choose your income cap. You can create residual income. You can make the vacations happen for you through Plexus. I'm sorry, but the Plexus vacations are top notch. If you've ever been on a Plexus vacay or a trip or to like their convention, drop it in the comments because they're so fun and so over the top. Here's what this looks like for you right now. When you refer one person, that's $35. Okay, so if it costs about $112 to start, you can put that $35 towards that. Maybe you want to work it backwards. Maybe you don't have the money to buy your products right now, but you can sign up for $10. So let's do it backwards, whatever. Maybe you already got your products and you're sitting here on this business opportunity. Don't sit on it. Don't sleep on it. Refer a friend. Look at that. Referring 17 people. 17 people. It's over $1,600 in your first 30 days. That's a whole classroom. That's a whole kindergarten classroom. Why are you not going to all the parents that have kindergartners right now and offering them energy, better mood, and better sleep? Hello. Pick your products, sign up as a VIP, get excited, and tell a friend. This is how I end every Zoom call because I want you to hear this quote. May you have the courage this week to begin breaking patterns in your life that no longer serve you. Give yourself permission to pause and reflect today. And remember, taking care of yourself doesn't mean me first. It means me too. I love this little picture that I found. That is me and at the time he was 18 months old. Now he's 9 years old. And that's my husband who served in the Marine Corps for 10 years. I gave my husband options. He thought he was going to be a military lifer. I thought I was going to be a military lifer wife, that I was just going to have to be okay with sending him overseas every year. This gave me an option. It gave me fulfillment that I wasn't even looking for. I love being a mom. I love working. I love that he served our country. Like, it brought me so much pride. This opportunity gave me an option to look beyond that, to contribute to my family in more ways than folding laundry and picking up after kiddos, which I totally humbly love and enjoy doing. But now I get to help women believe in themselves again. I get to help men remember who the heck they are. And they get to feel good, and they don't have to rely on something from a gas station. No, it's in their pantry. It's so fun and it's so rewarding. I know this was a longer call than normal, but I believe it happened on purpose. And I'm so glad that you guys were here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end this recording.